Hi guys, Tim Baker here with livingwithcvs.com, and one of the things that I like to do to just help me relax and calm myself down before I go to sleep is I usually put on some beach sounds. I like to listen to some waves or the rainforest or rain or something to the nature sounds. It just helps relax me, calm my mind, and get my mind off of the day-to-day stressors. And while I'm listening to this, I usually spend about 15 to 30 minutes of reading. And the reason I am making this video is because I want to talk about one of the books that has changed my life completely. It is, when I talk about this book, when I talk about any books in the entire world, this book usually comes up into the conversation because this book is more applicable to your everyday life than any other book that I have ever read. Every single chapter to this book, I could read the chapter, and then as soon as I'm done reading the chapter, apply it to my day-to-day life. As you guys know, I live with Crohn's disease and cyclic vomiting syndrome, so I'm not currently working, but I was, and I held the same job for 5 years, and every single year I got a promotion. I worked for Australian Gold, the lotion manufacturing company, and I started out in 2012 just capping bottles. Within 2 months, I got promoted to a material handler, where I was, setting the lines up for production, pulling products and whatnot. After about 8 or 9 months of doing that, I was promoted to the material handler lead because I was so OCD. I had such an obsessive compulsive disorder to make sure everything was right that I rarely, I can count on one hand how many actual errors that I made daily. Or just in my entire history, I can count on one hand how many errors that I made picking. So I got promoted to material handler lead, and I'm a pretty social person. I get along with a lot of different personalities. I grew up in a diverse culture, so that's a easy way for me to be able to connect with other cultures, other diversities, other personalities. So after about a year of being a material handler lead, I got promoted to the inventory control specialist. So I handled the inventory in the entire warehouse. When I started, our inventory accuracy was about 62%. That is terrible, horrendous for any warehouse. After 1 year of me being the inventory control specialist and implementing standard operating procedures, and weaning out the bad apples and hiring new people. At the time, I wasn't a supervisor, so I couldn't actually hire people, but I had a lot of say in the interviewing process because I was one of the people that would still do the interviews. So we went from a 62% accuracy rating in the entire warehouse to a 99.2% accuracy rating when I was then promoted. After a year of being the inventory control specialist, I was promoted to a supervisor, the chemical supervisor at that. And one of the reasons I was promoted to a chemical supervisor was because of my attention to detail and the inventory experience that I had. So chemicals are a lot harder to maintain in an inventory as opposed to boxes, because chemicals, you're weighing chemicals, and so if something comes in and it's supposed to be 10 pounds or 10 kilos, and it's a chemical, it could be 10.1 or 9.9 or 10.2 or 9.8. And over time, over months and years, those decimal points add up. So I was able to implement other standard operating procedures in this department to thus decrease inventory discrepancies and increase efficiency and streamline the chemical picking process as a supervisor. Now, as a supervisor, being promoted, I had a lot of inventory experience. I had a lot of material experience. I had a lot of just knowledge of the company. What I did not have a lot of was leadership experience. Leadership experience as a supervisor, to me, was something that I was completely naive to, and something that was very important that I needed to make sure I studied, because I wanted to be a pertinent supervisor. I wanted my employees to look up to me and respect me. I didn't want to be a do as I say, not as I do kind of supervisor. I wanted to earn their respect. So I know this is a long video, but one of the ways that taught me to earn the respect of my peers, people above me, and people below me professionally. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just talking professionally. They could be lower than me on the totem pole. The book that changed my life, How to Win Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie. The only book you need to lead you to success. Now, this has been in print for over 75 years, all right? So, this was written in 1932 and has been revised 5 times. And most of the information is still the exact same. Now, this is my second time reading this book. My second time going through this. And when I say that I have never read something that has changed my life more than this, I mean it, because I could read a single page, a single chapter, a couple chapters, and every single chapter I would read, I could then take and apply to my everyday life. What I loved about this book was they didn't just talk about ways to apply the information. They used examples so your brain can easily connect and compare to your own day-to-day struggles. Now, if you guys want this book and you guys want to learn how to earn respect from your peers as a supervisor, as a manager, anything, I highly recommend reading this, because every single chapter is going to be applicable to your everyday life. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to leave a link in the description for this book. It will lead you to Amazon, so you guys can get this book on Amazon, or you can get an ebook for it. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys, all right? But trust me, this book, if you're a new supervisor, a new manager, or you're just starting the workforce, or you want to improve yourself as a laborer, as a working person in your company, in your conglomerate, and you don't know how, this is a great first step. So again, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to leave a video right here. And leave me some love in the comment section below. I want to know some other books that has changed your guys' life, so it can change my life also. Again, my name is Tim Baker. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Tick that bell icon. What that's going to do is let you guys know of every video I release when I release them. Alright, I love you guys. Have a fantastic night.